Hello, and welcome to Boss's BS, a podcast dedicated to calling bullshit on societal norms, on what people think that you have to do, what people think that they have to be or look like or do or feel, or people that they love, all that. And in today's episode, I am calling bullshit on myself. Yes, that's right. I haven't posted a podcast in a very long time due to multiple reasons. One, having kids and teens that are in sports, and then adding in Yahoo number one over here and Yahoo number two. Well, actually, it's vice versa because of when we adopted them. Anyways, life has literally been insane. But I'm calling bullshit because I made a podcast episode a while back about how to make millions on OnlyFans. And although I haven't listened to the episode in quite some time, it was one of the ones that was most downloaded, aside from, well, two other ones. But, anyways, I don't want to get off subject here because I don't want this one to be a super long episode. Um, you know, the truth is, with OnlyFans and social media platforms and all of that stuff, is after, okay, so to put into perspective here, the timeline, I've been doing this for almost 6 years. So I should have shut off my do not disturb. So I've been doing this for almost 6 years. And what I've come to realize is almost every single creator goes through this. And when you're out there and you're posting content and you're new, fresh meat, you you take off. Okay. And everybody tells you make sure that you save back for taxes and all that because you're going to be making, a fuck ton of money. Well, then you also get accustomed to a lifestyle, right? So you get used to all this money coming in and spending money because you got to have tax write-offs, right? And then before you know it, you're not able to live the life that you were once able to. Now, without going into my own personal business too much, um, the mental toll that it has done on myself has been a struggle. When I first started doing the content, I was doing the content because it was a learning experience for me. It built me, it gave me liberation, it gave me confidence. I've built guides around it. Um, and it did, I'm still liberated from it. I still have the sexual freedom that I've always wanted. But I'm not gonna lie. I went out and I told everybody online on social media that Tony and I were having problems. Everybody thought that it was because of our lifestyle. No, not because of the lifestyle. It's because we started having issues trying to keep up. And then that caused us to, kind of butt heads. Then the kids started noticing our lifestyle was a little bit different. We weren't doing the same things that we were once able to do. And so it was just a train wreck of effects. So my advice to anyone thinking about starting it, don't fucking do it. There's so many other ways out there to make money on social media as a side business. And hell, we make more money on Snapchat now than on our OnlyFans pages. And I mean, it, I sell a guide on that one too, and I offer coaching, but I don't want to go into all that. That's not the point of this. The point is so many people are out there just wanting to make money, and OnlyFans is not the place for it. It's not the place for it. You will have the life sucked out of you. And with that being said, more than likely, I will be quitting in the near future. Um, I am going to reorganize the content so that way it shows the lifestyle that I want it to show. The experiences that Tony and I went through with it being, us going from a couple that where he didn't penetrate other women, to a point where he did, and then to a point where I wouldn't let him, you know, ejaculate in another woman, to a point where he did. Everything was good, everything was great, but that's going to be the timeline, because of like where we had our first actual swap. It was actually with a trans, and that was great. But then when we had our first one with the woman, I mean, I went back and I watched that video, and I still masturbate to it. So all the things in our life have been completely authentic, but then we've gotten away from the authenticity part of it, and I don't like that. It doesn't feel true to me. It doesn't feel real to me. Through this whole process, I've also learned so much about myself, a lot that has to do with deconstruction of religion, because I was brought up Christian, Catholic, actually baptized in my 20s, by my own choice. And I have found out that there has been a whole agenda from way before uh, the biblical times. I've really started to tap into my witchiness, because a lot of women are going through the same thing that I'm going through. They're going through this transformation, this molting of old ways. Um, you can feel it so much in your skin and in your blood, and it runs through you. It really does. And I have taken some time to learn about that. Not as much as I would like, because I'm still trying to chase the Benjamins to stay afloat, right? Um, Sorry, I have a scratchy throat. But along with that, I've always been an athlete. I've always loved to dance, and I've lost that part of me. My soul has literally gotten lost with trying to keep up with all of this. So now it is my passion for women to not get lost as creators, because I posted a video not too long ago about holding coven cabins, a retreat, and it's going to happen eventually. This first one might just be a very, very small group of women, but the majority of the people that reached out to me were all female creators that just wanted to get away and not create. And I think there's a lot to be said about that. I think there's a lot to be said about how much decompression time we need. I think there's a lot to be said about, um, we give so much, and it's an energy exchange. It really, really, truly is. And when you give so much of your energy away and you're not receiving anything back, it leaves a void, a huge void. And that's where I say a lot of my soul has been left with other people. So whether Coven Cabins turns into a retreat for creators specifically, or if it turns into a retreat for just women in general, whatever it turns into, it's going to be here. It's also going to have a nonprofit side of it for women that can't afford it, like single moms. I haven't completely built it all the way yet. We're still working on it. Because when the hunting wives was a thing, I posted a TikTok about it, and it blew up. And I had actually started a hunting wives Snapchat group, and it was a whole bunch of bisexual married women. Sometimes their husbands knew, sometimes their husbands didn't. But they all wanted to have a place where they could meet other women and get away. So that is where that kind of passion also developed. I go back into dancing and wanting to be more like my like with somatic release, just being able to feel myself and be in my body. I want to build that. I want to share that. I want other creators to do that. I know some creators that are working on doing that right now, and I want to be able to give them a platform, a place to share, a place to perform, a place to share their wisdom. Um, then another part of me is the athlete part, right? So it is, again, society has conditioned women to train like men. Well, we aren't built like men. We need to have more It's kind of like with the same way that men and women think. So women think more secular, men think more linear, and our workouts need to be more circular. I'm talking, just not your regular straight lined movements, primal movements, getting down into squats, sitting at squats. Like I'm getting ready to get rid of my standing desk that's right here, and actually start working on the floor. So, I can sit in different positions. That's why I'm sitting in this position right now. I'm 44 now. There's a lot to be said about simple things like hand grip. Okay, being able to hold myself up for a certain amount of time is going to be crucial for longevity, and that's what I want. I want longevity, and I know there's a lot of other women out there that want that. Now, a lot of this knowledge that I'm coming up with is it's not going to fly on my mainstream social medias because those are all thirst traps. Um, but I will work towards that. I will gain the following. I will connect with other people and network for it because it's something I truly believe in. The other thing too here is the impact it's made on my kids. Okay, some people it has made impacts with their kids in other ways. Girls receive it different than daughters receive it different than sons. Blah blah blah. I have two boys, and my oldest has dealt with it for 3 years. I just found out last night, he wants to go online schooling. Some kids, which reminds me, I need to post something about that, but some kids made a Snapchat sticker with me on it. Now my younger son, he is completely unaffected by it. He's like, Mom, I don't give a shit what those people say or do or whatever. Like he embraces it. He has the confidence for it. My older son does not. Um, maybe that has to do with his father not being present in his life, who also was the culprit of my revenge porn that he decided to share with my dad because my mom's deceased and my bonus mom, which I thought was real awesome. Um, so going back to that, it is a time for me to start my navigation process. I will never turn away from what I did. Just like my son said, it's always going to be out there. We all know it's always going to be out there, but it'll change. It'll die down, and like it's one of those things. Like it's cool until it's not cool. Like until Bunny made a really big. I don't even know what you want to call it. So there's like this invisible line that once you cross it, it's okay. But when you're not popular enough for it yet, it's not okay. It's so fucking asinine. I don't know. But I will never turn away from the experiences that I had because they were real, true, authentic experiences. Every single one of them. There was even a point where we were filming with another couple. It was a full swap. And this is when Tony did not come in other women. And he said that he was about to. I told him no, and he stopped. Like that was all caught on camera. Some of these videos, and this is another reason why I hate the OnlyFans platform, is some of these videos, they're so out of order because either OnlyFans takes them down or a creator gets banned or whatever. So I don't even know where that video, I mean, Tony has it, but, um, you know, maybe I start or have somebody, if you know somebody that wants to start a website for me, to where I can just post it all on my own, in my own order. Do I have over, I don't know, probably by this time, over 1,000 videos. 1,000. It's a lot. It's a lot. But anyways, like I said, I did not want this to be that long. Plus, I'm sure these two yahoos are going to be barking anytime soon. I'm lucky I'm catching them during their downtime. Um, I wanted you guys to know the full story and have the full story here. Now, with that being said, also is I am going to be working with um, an agency for OFTV for my platforms, but to start talking about adult health, that the toll that it does to creators doing this, and yeah, just doing this in the way that I've learned, in the way that I've processed and all that. And um, one of my favorite things though, because I don't want this to be all negative. One of my favorite things though is the people that I've met. I've lost a lot of really close friends because some of them just don't know how to look at me, and I mean they're conditioned by society traditionally, so they don't know how to look at me or talk to me. And then there's some that love me unconditionally and are just like, go, do your thing. Like, it's fucking awesome. Um, oh shit, what was my point? Uh, oh yeah, some of the best friends that I've ever met. Uh, Great people. Like I don't think I've ever not met a great person doing this. Um, when people ask me who my favorite people that I've worked with, I'm like, I can't name one. I mean, some have lasted, their friendships have lasted longer, like we talk longer. Um, but other than that, it's just like, no, no. So, anyways, welcome to Boss's BS. I hope that this continues to rise and help others. And I don't know. I just hope it does.